Okay, hello there. It's been a very, very long day, but we're gonna get some work done. Very, very long day. All right. So I actually had a chance to look over my outline today. So we're actually gonna remove one of our sections because I feel it doesn't really fit, which is gonna be digital isolation. We don't really need to talk about that. Okay, so we're gonna move on to echoes of humanity, which is pretty much just the remnants of humanity with isolation. Let's see. Let's get this started. Also, that's really loud. That's fine. Okay. Also, I have my James Sunderland on point today. This is his M65 army jacket, which I actually have. Very comfy, very, very comfy jacket, as you guys can see. Very, very comfy. Okay. So we're talking about the echoes of humanity, which is pretty much the leftovers of humanity. And again, I'm still kind of working through an injury, so I'm kind of not taking any chances. So let's see. This is gonna be for every one of the case studies actually, because yeah, I think we're good here. So even some trace of humanity. The reason why it was a long day is my laptop, it's on the way out again. We thought it was the battery, but no, it's actually the fucking charger port, and I don't have a soldering iron, so yeah, we're playing with fire right now. So I'm getting my actual gaming PC set up from home, shipped over here, which should probably take a few days. So bear with me. If I don't stream tomorrow, it's probably because I can't turn on my damn laptop. Even when you're isolated, there's always some trace of humanity. That remains. Don't drink unless you're my age. I definitely need this today. Okay. Something that shows some remnants. What's on this right? No, there's an N there. Yes. Of a human presence. A reminder. And actually started a new playthrough of Silent Hill F. Yeah, that Silent Hill in general is a perfect example of this. Even though if you're trapped in the fog world, other world, there's always a sign that hey, there was stuff happening here. Even though it's like private psyche, but we'll ignore all that. There's a car abandoned in the middle of the street. There's a store, the shop that shows recent use, etc., etc., etc. You get what I'm talking about. Even with Resident Evil 4, with the village, you could tell that at one point there was a society there, or with fnaf. You see the remnants of the Pizzaplex before the fire. Alright. A reminder that's... Even when you're isolated, there's always some trace of humanity that remains. Something that shows remnants of a human presence. Remind that at one point, something was alive. So, something that shows some human remnants, something that shows some remnants of human presence. A reminder that at one point something was alive. Whether it be an abandoned building, an abandoned school. We don't need to go that much detail. An abandoned park. Whether it be an abandoned park. Yeah, we can do street. Well, yeah. A car. Car. Left. No, we used car in the other one. Fuck. Jesus Christ. An abandoned park. Store with electricity running through still. Or streetlights remain active. All right. So, even when you're isolated, there's always some trace of humanity that remains. Something that shows some remnants of a human presence. A reminder that at one point something was alive, whether it be an abandoned park, a store with electricity running through it, or a or streetlights that remain active. Okay. In these moments, in these moments, you realize that isolation isn't just about being alone. It's not just about being alone, it's coming to the realization that there was something there. I just gotta word this properly. In these moments, you realize that isolation isn't just about being alone. In these moments, you realize that isolation isn't just about being alone. It's being aware of what once was. Yep, there you go. And again, perfect example, Silent Hill F. Damn. I swear, every time we get to the candy shop, when we when we do the typical cover the sheets over Shuko. Is it Shuko? Yeah, Shuko. Like, damn. At one point, this candy shop was bumping. Pretty sure it was. Or everything was bumping. But it's a Silent Hill game. We all know at one point, some stuff's gonna go down. All right. In these moments, you realize that isolation isn't just about being alone. It's being aware of what once was, what others experienced besides yourself. No, we don't even need that section of what others. Which I definitely felt that with the Pizzaplex because, again, the Pizzaplex is massive. It's literally the size of a mall. Like, we can even just say, hey, it's just the damn mall, just a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I always wondered, how would this place be like with all these people going through it? It would be hype. I'm not gonna deny it. Besides, Sun and Moon's playpen of death because there's open generators. There's generators on the ground. Well, Fazbear Entertainment has never been about safety precautions. Yep. Wink, wink, wink. But yeah, like, I've always wondered, damn, how would this place be like if just during normal business hours? Because obviously, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has like gone up in life as of that game, but it just makes you wonder what did these people experience going over there? I love pizza. I would love playing these games. I would love sitting through concerts. I would love having pizza. I guess the intro is a prime example when Freddy glitches out. That place was actually bumping. All right. Anyways, back to this. Of what others experienced and feeling the weight of the absence. Because again, you do wonder what happened. Weight of the absence. Okay. All right. Even when you're isolated, there's always some trace of humanity that remains. Something that shows some remnants of a human presence. A reminder that at one point something was alive, whether it be an abandoned park, a store with electricity running through it, or streetlights that remain active. In these moments, you realize that isolation isn't just about being alone; it's being aware of what once was, of what others experience, and feeling the weight of the absence. Ugh. Do I really want? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we've. Mm. It's being aware of what once was, of what others experienced, and feeling the weight of the absence. Hmm. In this moment, you realize that isolation isn't about being alone. It's being aware of what once was, of what others experience, and the weight of feeling, and the weight of the absence. Fuck. I need to give an example of this. Using. They had an entire raceway. That shit would have been so cool to go through. There's a lot of copium because we just had Chuck E. Cheese's. But damn, yeah, Roxy Raceway would have been so hype. I would definitely say again, Sun and Moon's place would be. Yeah, let's not do that. I don't want to like die. And there's some like other shenanigans happening there. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Let's do like a couple more minutes. I'm happy with what we got so far. So let's just read this again. Even when you're isolated, there's always some trace of humanity that remains. Something that shows remnants of a human presence. A reminder that at one point something was alive. Whether it be an abandoned park, a store with electricity running through it, or streetlights that remain active. One second. Gregory was living there. He was living. He was definitely living there. All right. We'll ignore. We'll So you can tell, like, that place, Jesus Christ. If he can survive there for X amount of time, yeah. The place is definitely something all right. In these moments, you realize that isolation isn't just about being alone. It's being aware of what once was, of what others experienced, and feeling the weight of the absence. Using Five Nights at Freddy's security breach as an example, the Pizzaplex is a massive architecture that brought numerous guests to see the attractions. You can see the remnants of the activities that occurred in the structure, whether it be concerts, driving at Rocky Raceway, or just having pizza at the numerous stands. Restaurant. Fuck it, we'll say restaurants. It technically was a restaurant. We'll just say restaurants. I have to actually go through this again when I get the chance. Okay. Let's do like another couple of sentences, then we'll wrap things up for tonight. Again, I do apologize, but my shoulder has caught up with me. I'm getting old. Things aren't working the way they used to. So, the more signs you see, the more signs of life that you see, that you encounter, the more signs of life that you encounter, the more isolated you start to feel. There was something there. But now it's gone. Alright, that's good. I don't need to read this again, so whether it be concerts, driving at Roxy Raceway, or just having pizza at the numerous restaurants, Jesus Christ, the more signs of life that you occur. Oh, how can I forget the laser tag? We will do laser tag later. That shit was hype. I'm not even gonna deny that shit was hype. Alright. Whether it be concerts, driving at Roxy Raceway, or just having pizza at the numerous restaurants, the more signs of life that you encounter, the more isolated you start to feel. There was something there at one point. Now, it's gone. Okay, good stuff. Alright. As usual, I do apologize for the late stream, but yeah, working through this arthritis right now, and this shit hurts when I'm typing. So, have a good one. We'll see people tomorrow. And slowly but surely, we're getting there. We're getting towards the middle half of this narrative. We're on section 9 out of like 20. So we're getting to halfway. So in the next week or so, this should be done, and we'll get there. All right, take care. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.